Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the confusion of the latest Spider-Man game that is going to be releasing on the PlayStation 5 when that launches later this year. And the confusion came from after the reveal event where people assumed that this was going to be a standalone title, but then a Sony executive stated that it's not, and that it is going to be an expansion of the original game that is also going to be remastered for the PlayStation 5, so it will take advantage of all the new technology and make the game essentially run more smoothly. But then Insomniac followed up, and by the way, these are the people that developed the game, and they have stated that it is going to be a standalone game, and in a bunch of replies to the tweets at them, they have stated that yes, it is a standalone game. So the confusion seems to be that when the game was initially revealed, they thought it was a full-blown sequel, but that's not necessarily the case. The way it is being marketed now is that it is a spin-off. It is separate from Peter Parker's story, and this is Miles essentially stepping up to the plate and becoming his own iteration of Spider-Man. Now, for people that are confused about, okay, is this DLC or standalone? Yeah, it is standalone, but the reason why it is not a full-blown sequel is because, again, it will be focusing on Miles' story and not Peter Parker's, and it will be shorter than the original Spider-Man PS4 game. So one example of this would be when Uncharted 4 came out, about a couple years later, between 1 to 2 years later, Uncharted The Lost Legacy was released, that again was a spin-off that focused on characters from Uncharted 4, I believe, and it shared similar gameplay. It had the same graphics engine and technology that was used in the previous title, so that meant that the previous assets were reused in order to make this spin-off happen. So it had a much shorter development time. So with this Miles Morales title having roughly 1.5 to 2 years development time, it wouldn't be enough for the game to be as long as Spider-Man on the PlayStation 4 was. But that's not necessarily a bad thing, because we're still getting a substantial spin-off with Miles, and obviously we know that his version of Spider-Man is going to have his own powers that we've seen already. There's going to be new enemies to fight, and New York is going to be covered in snow. So there's a lot of things to look forward to with this game. And with reports saying that it is going to be significantly shorter, I would take it the estimate that whilst the original game took around about 40 hours to complete without the DLC, I would say this may take around about 15 hours. But this game will probably launch at a cheaper price that may be around about £30 to £35 at retail price, so that's something worth considering. But either way, we're getting new Spider-Man content, and maybe this might set up the plot points for the proper sequel that we'll be getting maybe the next couple years on the PlayStation 5 as well. But yeah, I'm really excited for this game. It was one of the announcements that properly convinced me to get the PlayStation 5. And that's one thing I want to say as well, that this DLC is exclusive to the PlayStation 5. There's no version of it that is being released on the PS4, just because this is a standalone title. And this is going to be one of the most interesting and probably one of the most popular launch titles for the PS5. So there you go, that's that question answered. But if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you all on my next video. Bye for now.